Every day, there are people all over the world looking to create better lives for themselves and their families. Not gurus or overnight millionaires. These are moms or retirees or college students, everyday people who are fed up with the 9 to 5 and realize there is another way. They are Amazon sellers, they're freedom builders, and these are their stories. All right, guys, today on Jungle Scout Seller Stories, I'm joined by Julien, tuning in from Paris. How's it going today?
I'm very well. Thank you for getting me on the show. I'm super happy to be there and to share my story with you.
Fantastic. We're really excited to have you here. I know a little bit about your story, and I'm really excited to kind of get into the details for it. Before we do that, though, do you just want to tell the audience a little bit more just about yourself?
My name is Julien. I'm from Paris, but I used to live in Morocco. I'm 28 years old, and I started in the business at 23 with running guest house. So I already had a bit of insight into making a nice listing, because when you want to sell rooms online, it's like selling a product also. So this was my first step into marketplace. When I sold my business about 2 years ago now, I want to go still online, but selling real product. I didn't want too much to talk to real people anymore, like to real customer. And that's why I came to online business. First of all, I want to create a brand of shoes. And I headed up to Portugal to have them made, but it turned out to be really expensive, and I didn't find how I could sell them to people at the price, making money out of it. It was too crazy. So then I started looking online on Alibaba to find someone to produce those shoes. And looking at all of those things about Alibaba, I get on some podcast talking about Amazon FBA. And then I hear about Amazon FBA, and I hear at the same time about Jungle Scout. And then for me, it was the way to go.
Cool. And then, so where is your Amazon business at today?
So I'm about 20 SKUs now, and I didn't have to patch the time to patch so much more, because it's been almost 2 years I sell my place in Marrakesh, but I still had some problem to get the money back, and investing in exotic countries is not easy, and that's why I couldn't focus 100% on it. But my goal in the next 2 years, I want to be a 7-figure business for my 30
Nice.
years. This is what I'm aiming for. So this is what I'm working for every day.
Marrakesh is a very popular tourist destination for the French, isn't it? I guess the language is easy for you. Is that why it's popular?
Yeah.
It's also just very cool, right? Like really very charming, really interesting.
Yeah, it was a really cool lifestyle there. I had, those 4 years I stayed there was super great. It used to be under French protectorate, so basically almost everyone speaks French, so it was easy for me to stay there. And I want to change at the end, because I had 7 guest house, and in each guest house you have about 1,000 guests every year. So you meet a lot of people, and it's not like a customer in a shop. It's people for 3 days, 4 days. And if they are nice, it's perfect. But if they are not, you have 4-day people, which are but most of the time they were really nice. But after 3-4 years doing this, I was a bit tired of this, and I want to do something more really online.
Did transitioning to kind of more of an online business, was that intimidating to you or scary, or what were your thoughts on that?
I was a newbie. It was a few years I was running a business, so I know how it goes. My father and most of my family are into business also, but real shop. So I wasn't super... I just didn't want to make something too crazy with making a brand of shoes. And it's harder to know what exactly people want when it's fashion, if you compare to selling more commun's product.
Yeah, absolutely. With fashion, I guess you're trying to predict trends,
Yeah.
A whole year in advance or 2 years in advance. And I guess if you're very good at that, or you have a very influential brand, then it's one thing, right? But otherwise, it'd be kind of difficult to do, right?
Yeah, the amount of money and time you have to put on marketing too is really huge to get the first sales, to get a name, because when you do fashion, it's all about a brand name. I prefer go on some niches on Amazon where I know there is already demand, because this is the the key at the end of the day. It's to find the demand, find the place where people want to buy it, and put both together. And that's how I found with how I make it with Amazon. Yeah.
Do you sell like in the clothing or fashion type
No.
niche or categories, or no?
It's not fashion at all. No. This is why I share about the shoes, because I'm not doing it at all.
Okay. Would you say you're passionate about the niche that you're selling in, or did you just go kind of off the numbers?
It was about the numbers. I mean, I don't dislike it, but it just, to be honest, I will tell you the truth. The first project I launched was something I didn't knew it exists a week before. A week before. So, and I made a brand. I made a brand around it. I mean, that's the funniest part of the story. And I'm doing since about 2 weeks now. I'm launching a second brand now. I'm at 2 brands.
I like your style. I'm also a big fan of that myself. Just like going where the number is. Just give the shoppers what they're shopping for, not necessarily like what you think might sell well or necessarily what you're like really passionate about, because that doesn't always make a good business.
Yeah, we have the luck that we can know more or less what people want to buy. So why do you want to reinvent the wheel? Do you say this? Reinvent?
Yeah, reinvent the wheel. Absolutely.
The wheel. Yeah. Why would you like to? I mean, the outcome, the chance you're gonna success if you try to reinvent it are so low compared to the fact that you already know that people want to buy this stuff. So just go, just bring them what they want to buy.
I'm really glad you said that, because I'm a huge believer in that. And I couldn't agree with you more. You had this like experience in the hospitality industry. It sounds like you're kind of surrounded by a lot of like businessmen or entrepreneurial type people in your life, which I think is like really good for fostering like that kind of spirit, kind of like in you or me or anyone else. I guess, what did these people think though about like selling on Amazon as opposed to try to starting like a brick and mortar store? Did they think this was kind of crazy? Were they like, no one shops there? Tell me a little bit more about that.
That's funny, yes, because all my family since more than half a century now is selling in brick and mortar shop.
Right.
Yeah, from Algeria to Normandy in France, we have brick and mortar shops. And
cool.
Yeah, and that's funny. So first, when I say I'm gonna launch on Amazon, first they didn't knew that we can be selling on Amazon without being Amazon.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. It's surprising.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. And then when I told them what I'm gonna launch for my first project, they told me, because my first order was 500 pieces. And when I said that, my father told me, basically, you're gonna have some for every day of your life till you die, till you die. And after 2 weeks, I told him like I have to buy like 1,000. So they were a bit afraid for me, but that's normal, you know. All the time, parents and people close to you always say you like be careful, but be careful even when you cross the road. So yeah.
Now, like, is your dad or other people around you kind of interested? Like, maybe I should be selling on Amazon as like a way to expand outside of brick and mortar?
Still not. My father wants to be retired in about 1 year. He wants to sell his shop. So
right, he's not interested in starting any new business or anything,
you
right?
know, when I was young, my father told me, if I'm alive, there won't be any computer in this house. So it was this kind of,
okay.
He's now in front of a computer every day for 8 hours because he can't run his shop without it now. But lots of people close to me, mostly friends, are really interested to get into it because they saw I'm successful, I'm making sales, and I mean the shop is running while we are talking. It's maybe making money right now behind me. So
when you sold, your guest house in Morocco,
yeah,
were you thinking about any other businesses besides just the Amazon one, or you just spotted this and knew it was just the perfect opportunity for you?
After selling Marrakesh, I want to do some startups, because at this time it was, and it's still, it was super trendy. We saw all these guys making a small application and doing millions. So I was like, why wouldn't I do this? But then I realized that the chance of success is so small that I don't want to go into something. I mean, I was 26 at that time, and I really want to be good at 30. So, I didn't have time to just guess. I didn't want to take the risk on this. I prefer go on something, as we told earlier, where people are and want to buy the stuff.
Do you sell in the US market or in the EU, or where at?
I'm basically selling only in Europe. It might be something I could do next year, selling in America, but it's really harder. I can feel like the competition is super tough. here in France or in Europe, basically with few review, you can get started. I can see on the same niches, you have to have like 700 reviews in America. So it's like more an investment, but also the number are not the same. I mean, in America, I think you have to see it differently of Europe. In America, you have to know that you will be break even or not making money for 1-2 months just to get your product on the top with a lot of review. In Europe, you don't have to put that much effort, but then the reward is smaller, so it's 10 times smaller.
Do you do the Pan-European program or only in specific marketplaces or what?
Basically, all my stock is in France for now, and I'm sending everything to all Europe. I think it's 27 countries we can send from to. There is 5 countries in Europe who have a real official Amazon store, but for example, I'm sending stuff sometimes to Belgium, to Luxembourg, to Switzerland, all this country. But basically, most of the customers come from France, England, Italy, Spain, and Germany. Yes.
The decision that you made to store in France, was that just because did you kind of like work out the numbers and come to that like that was the best financial decision, or is it the easiest thing for you? Or tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I get all my stuff stored in France because I think the difference wasn't much, and I won't lie, most of my sales come from France for now, like a big percentage. So I didn't feel like I want to move. They even tried to get me on the Pan-European for free. I read some bad thing about it, so I don't want. I'm not in the mood right now. I'm really only focusing for one thing. I want to do an amazing Q4 right now. That's the only goal I have. I have nothing else in mind. I just want to sell as many products as I can right now to get like a lot of inventory for this 2 last months of the year, which is going to be like crazy. I'm super excited about it.
What are some of like your motivations? You know, like a lot of people want to continue to grow so they make money, but like deeper than that, what are your kind of like motivations? Why are you doing like what you do? Why are you, continuing to grow this business?
That's a really good question. I want to have a comfortable life. This is really important to me. And deeply also, I want my family to be proud of me. I want to do a successful business, and I want to really push it because I've been really successful in Marrakesh also. You know, I had like a downtime between because when you sell a business, you don't know what's going to happen after, what you're going to do. If you really start over from, I just start again from zero because I had some experience online, as I say, because I knew how to sell a room online, but it still was a new work, a new set of skills you need to sell on Amazon. And I'm super successful also with Amazon, and everything I tried and did is successful. So I touch my head that it keep on like this.
You're right. There is something about like, to be like successful like in the hospitality industry and be able to do a good job at that, and then prove to yourself and everyone else that like you can also be a successful e-commerce seller, which is a totally different set of skills. That's a very like rewarding feeling, I'm sure.
Yeah, and also I want to travel a bit more. I already travel a lot, but I want to travel more, and this is the really good part of Amazon FBA. You can leave all your stock there, and you can be wherever in the world, and it's keep on working. Yeah.
Tell me more about your traveling.
Okay, so basically this year I've been to last Canton Fair, and I'm going to the new one here in about 10-12 days, something like this. So I spend every time about 3 weeks there. If not, I've been in the last 2 years in 23 countries, so it's not that bad, I guess. Because I was super like in a jail with this work, with this guest house work. Because if you have a bad review on TripAdvisor, you're fucked up. Because when you are in the top 50 guest house in Marrakesh, you have to keep up every day. And I was really working 18 hours a day and 7 days a week. I was there every time for my customer. Every time they turn like this, I was behind. I was here, and I liked it, but also it was really hard for me because I was from the 23 to the 26, and I didn't travel much at that time. I was in Marrakesh, so traveling every day, like my customer says. But when you are in the same place, you're not traveling every day. So I had like the feeling I need to travel a lot. And I did this 23 country, going everywhere, like spanning the map and going like Cuba or wherever. Yeah, I did this. I did this. Yeah.
Did you start your Amazon business while you were doing this traveling?
I was in San Francisco when I started my Amazon FBA. Yeah.
So yeah, that's traveling for you, right?
Yeah, it was. It was.
How many months of the year would you say you spend in Paris, and how many months traveling now that you have like this Amazon business? Or what do you do now, or what's kind of the plan for next year?
It's been like 4 months I'm staying in Paris because I really want to make it big. But usually what I was doing is staying no more than 3 weeks in Paris, going 10 days a week somewhere. That was my ratio. But from January, if everything goes well, I want to spend 6 months, 7 months out of Paris.
How does it differ working on your Amazon business from these remote locations when you're traveling as opposed to when you're in Paris?
You can't really go on short destination only for 3 days because I have too much friction on traveling. So I really need to, maybe it's only because of me, but I need to go now. I'm doing some different travel. I do 1 week, 10 days minimum, because I know there will be 1 day or two I will be too lazy to work, too tired. So yeah, I organize my traveling like this. It's best if I'm in China because I can order samples to my Airbnb. Basically I stayed almost 1 month last time. And it was super good for me because I could get like everything I want from Alibaba. People send it for free because you are in China. So the post is like nothing inside the country. You can really try any sample you want. So it was really good for me last time I was there. Yeah. So really productive travel, except that the internet is so bad in China. Yeah. Quick tip.
Agreed.
If some people go to the Canton Fair, the quick tip is to go to Shangri-La Hotel. They have a direct line to Hong Kong. They have a direct internet line, and it's way faster than everywhere in the whole town. So this is the tip if you want to work faster.
Good tip. I didn't know about that one myself. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. So you said you've been to China one time before, or 2 times, or once?
3 times. Now it's number 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For the Canton Fair every time?
I've been twice for Canton Fair and once in Hong Kong. Yeah.
First of all, do you feel like it's a requirement to go to China to be able to sell on Amazon or to be able to purchase these goods off Alibaba?
I mean, I started my business without going there, so it's not a requirement at all. But then feeling the quality, going from one booth to another one in Canton Fair, checking everything so quicker. I mean, in 1 day, you can get so much done. I mean, if you are on Alibaba, you have back and forth message and things to get a basic information. You know how it is to source on Alibaba. You have to be really precise of what you want. You ask 3 questions, you get the answer to 2. That's the thing. When you are in the Canton Fair, it's really quick to source some product. So I wouldn't say it's a requirement, but it's a must. I mean, it's better if you have the time and you can. Yeah, definitely. You will have some good price also, and you can really check the quality because sometimes you will see the exact, I mean, in picture it will be the same, I guess, but when you have them in your hand, you can really feel that there is some difference.
I sold on Amazon actually for a fair number of time, a few years, I think 2 years before I ever went to China. So like you said, I definitely agree with you that it's not a requirement by any means. But I think, I did tend to get better pricing when I was like in China talking to them there. It is really nice to be able to go around and find factories at the Canton Fair because right away, they're legit and you can get answers very quickly, like you said. But also, I think one of the biggest benefits for me about going to China was just like understanding the culture better. And same thing, did you get a chance to visit any of your factories while you've been there?
Yeah, once. And I even had the chance to have a dinner with owner of factory.
Yeah.
This was
Tell the audience a little bit more about that.
Okay. So basically it was a factory I was working with before even going to Canton Fair. And as we met there, they told me, look, Julien, we invite you for dinner tonight. And I was like, okay, why not? Let's try that. And I just got back to the hotel and checking what are the good manners when you eat with Chinese people. Eating everything they put in front of you and leave a bit of food in your plate, because if not, it means they didn't buy enough and it's like they are not good host. So, okay, I read those 2 things. I'm good to go. I go and I was in the cab with the wife of the owner and the son. This is why they invite me, because I'm young. So I'm the age of the son and they really like me. So they want to have me to the dinner. The wife told me we are super happy to have you. It's an honor to get a French invite with a French guest with us. we're going to bring you to the best oyster restaurant in town. And the only thing I don't eat from sea is oyster.
Oh, nice.
It's the only thing I don't like from the sea. And I was like, oh, I was remembering like the good man here, eat everything they put in front of you. All right. And I got there and it wasn't too terrible. You know why? Because they cook it a different way. They get it grilled. Do we say that? Grilled? Like
Grilled?
barbecue?
Yeah.
Barbecue cook? Yeah. So it's not like in French. In French, it's really like flask or
all raw.
Yeah,
very slimy.
I really don't like it this way. But this way, it was really good, and it was really funny dinner. It was kind of quick, you know. In about one hour and a half, they had like 3 bottles of sake. If you see the beginning of the dinner and the end, like 1 hour 30 after, it was like a total different movie. Yeah.
I've noticed that all the dinners I've gone to, they're always very liberal with the amount of alcohol they like to give you, right? I think that's just kind of, again, part of like the Chinese culture. They want you to drink a lot with them, maybe like loosen up and, I guess like bond over that, which I can understand. I mean, it does kind of work.
Yeah, but it was funny because I could get some insight also on the other side, like how much they pay for a booth at the counter fair, all these kind of things. It was really interesting for me to get like, I don't know how do you say, the background of it. Like it's interesting.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So that's what I think is like one of the most valuable parts of like going to China is like, you just understand like the business culture, exporting culture and all that type of stuff a lot more. It's just something that's like very difficult to get just by, like watching something like this or whatever else, right? It's just like, it's different being there.
And also there is what we call a connection, like a real connection. I mean, that time I maybe got back with about $2,000 of sample for free. Like, just try them.
Yeah.
If it work, it was like this. I mean, that's something you wouldn't get from just talking with someone on Alibaba. Even if it's for months, they won't send you for free some product to test them out. I don't think so.
And I've also found that it's like, now that you like have that connection with those people, they know like you're real and you're like a legitimate good businessman and everything, that they're much more likely to give you like better payment terms. Like after meeting with some factories, I've like worked with them for like a few years and met with them face to face a couple times. Now some of them will let me pay like my bill like 30 days after it arrives in the States. So it's like, it's much better on cash flow. And those types of things are pretty much just like impossible to get if you're only ever, communicating through WeChat or Skype or whatever.
Definitely.
All right. So you've already been to the Canton Fair before. You're going back again. What are some of your goals for this time when you attend?
So this time it will be a bit different because the first time I go, I was more newbie in my business. So I was looking for everything. I was interested about everything. This time I'll be more picky, I know more what I need to grow my business, what product I want to add to my catalog. So I'll be more specific this time.
So it sounds like overall this business is going very well for you. You've scaled it up to like a very substantial business in a short amount of time. Tell us about some of the hardships you've had though, because as businessmen, we both know it's not always, rainbows and butterflies and good things. Tell me about like some of the harder times you've had.
The harder time was running out of stock in the beginning of December, for example, but it's my fault. So you're missing a lot of money every day. And when you get, that was really terrible. When I get back in stock, I had a hijacker on my listing, sending from China for a third of my price. So then I get into the brand registry and saying, you learn from your mistakes, and of course. So then I get registered and everything came back to normal. But at this moment, I sent the mail you did. I think I found a mail from you. You prepared a template somewhere online.
Oh, cool. And use that. Nice.
Did you?
That worked?
Is that you?
Yeah, we have one on a blog post.
Yeah. I remember. I used this one. It worked.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So that was my worst time. Do the brand registry as soon as you can in your country and also on Amazon. So there is 2 things to do, and the website, of course, to have like a website of the brand to get the approval for the brand registry. I don't know how it works in America, but it's like this in France.
Can you think of anything else, any other, or maybe even just some like the sacrifices that you've made to, make this business successful?
I mean, it's a lot of work. I won't lie. Like people think it's like automatic. No, it's not. I mean, people can think, because I can take like 3 days. Right now, if you tell me we go tomorrow on holidays, okay, I can go, no problem. Nothing will change in my business because all my stock is good, all my listings are good. But to get all this good, I mean, I put a large amount of work before. Every product is maybe a month, like to get the design down, to get the packaging down, to get after when you reserve everything, to do like the listing optimization, the backend keyword, all that stuff. It's a lot of work, and you need a lot of skills also. You need to understand a lot of things. I won't lie, it's not as easy as finding something in China, just put your brand on it and you make money. No, it's not like this, not anymore. Maybe it was like this maybe a few years ago, but not anymore. You have to do the extra miles to bring something that, like, something more than the competition. If not, you won't make it.
What does a typical workday look like for you?
5 a.m. in the morning, checking the mails. Then I work, I check how was the end of the last night, because as I told you, I go bed early. I go around 10, so I don't know what's happening the last 2 hours. And basically I keep on working with the sourcing, finding some, checking the tracking on the Jungle Scout to see how things are evolving. I have like all my folder of things I'm looking. And also I'm selling on another platform you don't have in America. It's Cdiscount. It's a French platform.
And then what time do you normally work to each day, or about how many hours do you work each day, do you think?
I would say maybe 4 hours, something like this every day. But out of this, I have other things. I have a small YouTube channel. I have other project also. So I work every day about 10, 12 hours. It's still long days. I like it.
What do you think are like the most time consuming parts about just starting or running an Amazon business?
The most consuming parts are, of course, sourcing it, finding the right suppliers who can do the change you want, not to have to have a Me Too product that everyone have. That's hard. And to find someone who can do it without a huge quantity, that's also something. The sourcing part is the longest, I guess, because it's long. You have to find the right supplier, the one who wants for on the right time, who have what you want, who can do what you want. And then the thing I hate the more, but which is the most important, is making the listing itself. I don't like it. I don't know why. I'm not bad at it, but it's because I want to really make it good. And so it's a mix between SEO and copywriting. Yeah, that's the word in English. So you have to have the right balance without being only keywords, and that's also a job. I mean, it's something. It's not something you learn in one day. And basically, for writing a listing, it took me about 2 days. 2 days of work.
Well, I hear oftentimes, or I get a question oftentimes from people starting out, like, do you think Amazon's too competitive now? Is it too hard for me to get into that? What would be your response to that?
As long as there is people who want to buy, there will be a way to sell them something. I don't know if it's a great sentence, but this is what I think. I mean, if there is competition, it's a good thing. It means that there is people who want to sell because people want to buy. So just be different or do something the other were not doing, and then you got to get those sales. Then I know it's way harder in USA than it's in Europe. So I can't really know, as I'm not selling in USA, but in Europe there is still a lot of space. I mean, now I'm like forcing myself not to go on every niches I want. I mean, just open Jungle Scout and go for afternoon, and you will get like plenty of idea of things you can do. Definitely, it's not super hard. Or maybe because I get maybe a bit of experience, I see all of them quicker, but. Still, even if you're a newbie, you will find things. It's not that hard.
Whenever I talk to someone who hasn't become an entrepreneur yet, maybe they're more of an aspiring entrepreneur, they always have like a very limited mindset, right? They're always like worried that like there's too much competition, it's going to be too hard, I'm not going to know how to do that, like all these types of things kind of like holding them back. And then whenever I talk to like successful entrepreneurs like you, like you have like this mindset of abundance, right? Like there's more opportunities out there than like what you can do.
You don't have enough time.
It's funny because that's like, right. Everyone I talk to, once they've had even just a little bit of success, there's this mindset change that like, wow, there's so many opportunities out there.
But it's like in the street down behind, there is three butcher. This is how you call it?
Yeah, butcher.
Yeah. And there's still all of them are still making money, you know. It's not, of course competition is good at the end of the day.
I'm glad we got a chance to talk to you, because you're selling on Amazon, you're selling on another French platform, as well as on your own e-commerce store. How do like those three compare? I'm mostly just familiar with Amazon. How does those compare to the other two?
No, Amazon is the best still. Even in, nothing to do like 95%, maybe more, 97%. Like it's still like it's not still, it is, it is, and it will,
right.
It will definitely. Also, the funny thing is that other platform, they try to really get you like, I'm not even paying a fee every month on the other platform. They get me for free. They're really trying to help me in everything. You have like in Amazon, it's a bit, at the beginning, I was like a bit, how would you say, disappointed, because when you call someone, it's really hard to reach someone and things.
Right.
On the other platform, they call you, they give you their name, their direct line. You can call them whenever, even by night if you want. Not at this point, but you can see the big picture.
Right. Amazon is just so far ahead of everyone else right now.
Definitely.
A lot of people ask me the question, like, should I start like a Shopify store, my own e-commerce store, or should I start selling on Amazon? How would you respond to that?
Yeah, I will say definitely start with Amazon, because it is where people are. So just bring them what they want at the place they are already. I mean, in France, it's 20 million connection every month. You won't. I mean, you will take years to get like a fraction of it on your own website. So I still think Amazon is like the best way to launch. But don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, you also need to get your own customers. So I think this is how I did, and this is how I would do if I had to start over again tomorrow. Amazon first to get it running, to get your first sales, to get some brand awareness, and then you try with some product inserts and things like this to bring people back to your website and your WooCommerce or Shopify, whatever.
What other tips would you give yourself, knowing what you know now, if you could, give yourself some tips from when you were just starting out? Okay,
I will launch definitely more product. Like, I mean, getting the first sales, I was like, oh, it's working. Yeah, people buy. Like, I was even not sure. At the beginning, you're not sure it's gonna work, and so you're a bit like not wanting to put your money inside your business too much at the beginning. I was like, okay, I was like, let's see how it goes, slowly by slowly. If I do again tomorrow, I will go like all in. I will. Yeah, definitely.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
That's a good question, because I don't know. I can see really well 2 years, but I don't see really well further than that. Because
what about 2 years?
2 years, I want to be 7 figures, still on Amazon, maybe selling my Amazon project, my brand, my private labels. This is what I see. But for 5 years, I don't know, because things are moving. It's always moving, so I don't know what's going to be the thing in 5 years. I don't know. But for the 2 next years, I'm pretty sure Amazon will stay the things. I'm not afraid of that.
Kind of everyone, I think, is optimistic for Amazon for at least 2, 3, 5 years to come. I think a lot of people that like just starting out then have the concern, like, okay, like if I quit, like a lot of people listening to this probably have like day jobs and they're like doing Amazon, maybe starting Amazon as a side hustle. They think like, okay, well, if I quit my day job today, and Amazon only works out for maybe the next 5 years, well, like, what do I do after that?
Okay, I think all the skills you will get from this journey will be useful for the next things. For me, every day I'm learning. Also, a part of my day, when you ask me how is my day, I think I spend roughly 2 or 3 hours maybe learning, watching tutorials, things like in different things, in marketing, in management, whatever, really different. But yeah, that's the thing that's going to stay by the end. Whatever happens, you will have the skills with you, and you will be stronger. And you will even be better in 5 years to launch a new business. You don't have to be afraid of that.
I couldn't agree with you more. I was just curious what you said, because that is so right. Again, it's like this abundance mindset that comes to all entrepreneurs after they've started to have like a little bit of success. It's like, I've learned so much from this. Now I spend like less time maybe doing like manual work and more time like honing my skills and learning and all this kind of stuff. It like frees up your time to always be thinking about kind of like the next thing, ever growing and evolving. Is there anything that you thought would be really good to speak about that we haven't got a chance to do?
Yeah, I discovered one thing. 11% of my sales were made from a niche website in my category, Amazon affiliate website niche. And this is like a strategy I'm going to push in this new year, because at the end of the day, you spend like few hours or few days sending mails to this niche website. And if they feature your product, it can be a good thing. I mean, most of the people try to get all the optimization inside of Amazon, which is good. But you have like a lot of people which are not using Amazon first. I don't know how it is in America, but it's still something like 50-50. So you have to get those 50% of people. And if they go on the review website and things like this, and if you can bring them back to your listing. So basically 2 links on a website give me 11% of my money last month. So it's really good. Yeah.
How did you find that out?
Because I became friend with the guy who is running and we share the numbers. That's how I was friend with him before, but we didn't share the number before. And last month is about 8-9%. So it's still a good
significant.
Yeah. So and basically it's 2 links. So that's maybe a small trick. I don't think much people are talking about it. Like everyone is optimizing the backend keywords, like everything. But you have like this is really like easy to send a mail to people. Look, I'm selling this. If you want some for free to test it, I'll send it. Just send me the address, of course. If you don't want to write the article, I'll write it for you. Because that's also a problem of the people who own a niche website. They don't have the time to write everything. So write it for them. And then
I guess it's really easy for you to write about your own product, right?
Yeah.
Because you already know everything about it.
Yeah. And basically you can get few percent more of your gross every month. I mean, that's a trick, and I'm going to push it. And plus it's bring brand of awareness on your product. I mean, the more your product are featured, I mean, if they tip your brand on Google and they find you like on different quality website also, I mean, it's a good point for you to differentiate yourself from the competition.
Do you do any other, do you drive any outside traffic to your Amazon listing, like paid ads or social accounts or anything else?
Not really. Only like this now. I'm going to push to niche website, and I'm not doing Facebook ads much. I did some, but I'm not super good at it, to be honest.
I feel like I'm pretty good, like at least pretty decent at them, and I've never been able to really make them profitable. So I agree with that. Julien, this has been really good hour. I've really enjoyed talking to you about this stuff. Would you like to share anything with the audience, like where they could find you or reach out, like, or do you want to recommend your YouTube channel or anything else?
Yeah, if there is people who speak French, I will be happy to have them watching my channel.
I'm sure there is, yeah.
Basically, it's Osei TV. So they can reach me out on my website which is connected to the YouTube channel. Yeah, that's the way.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Thanks again for coming on. Absolutely. I hope you have a good rest of the evening.
Thank you very much.